This is the Home Service Success Podcast, your resource for growing your residential contracting business through sales, marketing, and mindset strategy. Stephen and I are back this week with a guest that needs no introduction. Starting behind the counter at a wholesale distributor at 17, he now owns the fastest growing HVAC company in Southern California. He is the definition of a hustler. He's on track to do $50 million in just 6 years. He runs the popular Facebook group Service Avengers and is developing DataCube, a live KPI tracker that provides reporting for everything that's happening inside your company in real time. Owner and CEO of Nexgen Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, allow me to introduce Ismael Valdez. Dude, what is up?
That made me feel important right there. Steven, now I feel like I'm doing something right around here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you must be doing something right because you are, like I say, one of the fastest growing, if not the fastest growing HVAC companies in Southern California, which is a crazy competitive market to begin with. And the fact that you started this business just 6 years ago and you're already, so far ahead is incredible. So that is a big part of why we want to pick your brain today. What are you doing right? What's the secret formula here?
Look, I'm going to tell you, and I know it's stupid and it's sort of short, kind of simple. The secret formula is like the people. Like there's nothing there. You mix in marketing with people, and you become a good people. Sorry, not just people. So you get good people to join your team, and obviously the results speak for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So we just keep recruiting and attracting good people to our company.
No, that's huge. So,
and I know you're expecting like this huge long answer about how amazing I am, and like I probably take 1% credit of what happened here. Throughout the journey, we've established a pretty good reputation online, and it's attracted a ton of good people here. So obviously, the more good people I have working for us and our team, the better the team's gonna get, right?
Yeah, no, I think Ismael, like your humility is a big part of that too. You're a very transparent person online, and
I say how it is, man. I say how it is. I'm not shy to speak my mind out, but I don't honestly, like I said, I'll take 1% credit, and then my team will take the 99% and run with it.
Yeah, no. Well, we'll get into the culture too, in terms of how you've actually grown your team and the motivation around that, and great, a positive attitude and atmosphere. But first, let's just kind of dig into real quickly your background before you even started Nexgen. What did your life look like? What led you to actually found your own business? And then, let's just start there, and then we can get into some of your success here in the last 6 years.
It's cool. So I'll start with like how we came about into the industry. It was like kind of a coincidence thing to me, even like be bumped into it, because I was working in the auto industry. I have another business with my brother that's we do chrome, and we've been chroming wheels, custom wheels, and like GM, and for GM, Ford, and all these manufacturers. We've been doing that since we were small, like since my dad grew up in that business, and we kind of meshed into it. I thought I was going to be doing that I thought I was going to own like a chrome business or like a chrome shop, like selling wheels or like customizing cars and all that. That's where I get my passion for cars, because I've been around them my whole life. And I honestly thought I was going to do that. And one day I just, I was driving down Cerritos Avenue over here in Southern California. I saw a sign that said now hiring, and I was about to go buy, some fresh shoes and a shirt to go out that night. I was like 17 or whatever. And I saw the no hiring sign, and I didn't even know what it was. So I just went and applied. Hopefully they call me back. If they give me more, then I'll go jump on ship with them. And I ended up getting an interview right then and there for like 10 minutes. And the guy's like, "Can you start Monday?" I'm like, let me go and tell the other people that I got to go. Cause he gave me like $1 more. And at the time I was like, man, $1 more, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be rich here.
Like you just quickly pivoted just based on intuition and like an opportunity.
And it wasn't, and it's not because I didn't want to put in my 2-week notice at the other job. It's just that wasn't like, that job was like a dead end job. It was just like kind of like to pay some bills kind of thing, right? And I pivoted quick, and I went and I onboarded on Monday. Usually you're a warehouse guy, you're pulling orders, you're setting up equipment, and then you become to the counter. And then after like years and years, you go out there and start selling equipment to other contractors. Like within like 3 months, I think I was like already at the counter, like talking to people, and I started like networking with all these installers, technicians, sales guys, owners, business owners, a ton of business owners, because Howard Industry catered to like the $2-3 million guys, the $1 million, which is nothing wrong with it, but like the smaller guys, and they would just get there and like vent out or like tell me about their business and how long they've been in business and all that. And I did that for 9 years. I was there for 9 years. I honestly, like I've said it before, I never wanted to leave that place. That guy, the owner of the company, his name's Jeff Winter. That guy like fucking taught me like to see things different. He gave me after a couple of years, he gave me a huge pay raise. And like, I started doing really good. I was 22, 23, making over $100,000. I'm like, what the hell, what else is there, And,
he was a mentor in terms of how to treat people.
Oh yeah.
Employees for you.
Oh yeah.
And growing. Yeah. The foundation.
And you know what? I'll tell you something quick about him. Now that I'm in the place that I am, because I have different branches all over SoCal, and he did too. And I'm like, God, how come this guy doesn't come to our branch every day or see like what's going on in, like, now it's teaching me, like right now where I'm at, that like, it's okay. Like, you don't need to like freaking be on people's shoulder. What are you doing? They're like micromanaging people. If you treat people right and you show them, like you literally show them like where you're going and your vision, like they'll run with it too. You know what I'm saying? You just the key to it is, number one, don't lie to them. Like if you're going to promise something, make sure you come with it, because I learned that like real early on the business. And then like number two was treat them good. Like these people, like my teammates, like they're no different from me. Right. Like if I cut myself, I bleed red, they bleed red, right? Like we're still the same. We're still human beings. So, like from day one, I pretty much you'll see me walking around the shop right now, and I'm like changing trash cans and like fucking blowing leaves and shit. People are like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yeah, you don't need to be doing this. Like, no, this actually.
Cool. I'm actually thinking when I'm doing that. People don't understand that.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. Like those tasks tend to be relaxing and.
It does. So, see, David, let's dig into it, because I don't think people realize like I'll start like cleaning my counter, like sweeping the floor here, like changing trash can. And I'm like just walking in a trash can. Like, I don't even think that I know that I'm changing the trash cans and putting it, but like, I'm like thinking the whole time. I'm like, to me, it's relaxing, keeping my mind busy, because it's like throwing more ideas at me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's kind of a trippy thing.
It's like when your body's busy, but it's a very mindless task. Your brain allows your brain to just kind of like operate on a little bit of a higher level.
It does.
Well, there's, I don't know if you've ever done or read any of the books on flow. But the science behind flow is that actually when you do those low grade mental activities, like taking a shower, driving, changing trash cans, blowing leaves, that's actually one of the precursors to getting into a state of flow. And so you're allowing the much more powerful part of your subconscious to actually be working on these much bigger problems and making all these big connections. So, I mean, what you're doing is actually scientifically getting into flow.
Funny, man. I did not know that. And you know what? Now that you say, like, I have a branch in Riverside, I have a branch in Palm Desert, Los Angeles, everywhere. And I drive, I go there like once a week, once every other week, right? But I love driving though. Because I got a bunch of cars and I love driving them. I think it's the smell and the feeling of the car, but like also because I'm just driving, dude. And I'm like thinking the whole time, I'm like, okay, cool. I need to do this. I need to do that. Make sure I email this. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of relaxes me and it kind of clears my head to like where I can freaking be super productive.
Yeah, dude, you're scientifically creating flow, which is one of the most powerful states to unlocking what we're actually capable of. Go read there. I'll email you a couple books to read about the guy who basically the father of that discovered flow. His name is Csikszentmihalyi, or I can't say it, but I'll send it to you.
That's bad.
I'll send you a couple books.
Dude,
I'll send you a couple books that you really like. So it's cool that you're doing it naturally. And this is something that, we talked about either, I don't remember, before we hit record, or Davis and I talked about, but we did. There's so many things that you do that I'm curious. Like, I don't even know, do you do some of these things intentionally or not? Right. Because when other people look at you and they say, man, I want to do that. I want to build a $50 million company. And unfortunately, a lot of the industry is like, okay, just go drive and work and grind and do this and create a dashboard. But there's always this other cool layer of stuff underneath that really successful people like you are doing. Like, dude, most people that run a $50 million business, one, are crazy. They're working their ass off and they're micromanaging, and it would fall apart if they didn't pay attention to it. But they're also not happy. Like, dude, you've been smiling the entire time that we're here.
How could you not?
Worried about you're not worried about because I watch, like, you're not looking around at, 15 people coming to your door like, oh, dude, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. Like, you truly built something really special. And so there's all this cool stuff that you do just innately that's so powerful that's what people miss, right? Like,
and that's hard. Now that you say that, Steven, honestly, like, that is true, huh? Like,
yeah.
But it's not like, obviously, like, like I'm the face of it and I'm like the owner of it. But like if you meet my team, bro, like, you're gonna be like, that's why he's successful.
Yeah.
His team is just like him. Like, yes, dude, there's some times that you walk in my office and we're like, boom, 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 like chopping it up, and we're like super serious. And then 5 minutes later, we're already working on it. Like, it's not like, okay, let's have another meeting about this and let's have 3 more meetings and let's try it. It's like if I say something, we come up with it as a team and we approve it, we like in 2 minutes, we're implementing it. We're not like,
that's awesome.
We just want to know that it didn't work so fast, just as fast as we want to know as it did work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ishmael, it sounds like super, intuitive, and you follow your intuition and you just take massive action on it immediately. Don't look back. Like, that is part of, like, don't overthink it. Don't overanalyze it. Just run with it.
So second part of why we grew so fast is that we just don't we don't do stupid things to the business, right? Like, but we are super aggressive when it comes to something. Like, if somebody comes out to me, a perfect example, a marketing strategy. Hey, Ishmael, we should do this, and that, right? And it makes sense to me what they're saying. And I bring it back to the team. And it's like, hey, we're going to launch more billboards, more of this, more of that. We're going to target this area, right? Like, we try it right then and there. You'll get a yes from me right then and there. Or if you go, if I tell you, hey, let me get back to you, you're probably never going to get back to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either a yes with me. And that's one of the things that I've done with hiring too. Like, my managers know, like, right now there's an interview going on right now on my office, and it's a huge caliber project manager, sales rep. And I know I'm going to hire that guy. Like, as soon as he stepped in the door, within 5 minutes of a conversation, I knew he was going to stay here. Right. So they know, like they know that they got to hire him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a third thing why we're here. It's because we execute fast, but we also like hire super. Like, we had 2 interviews 2 weeks ago, right? High caliber guys, and I was like, hey, my general manager Bill will get back to you. We'll give you an offer. You're probably not going to get hired, right? Like, you'll get a yes from me right then and there. We'll start measuring uniforms. We'll start getting you a contract. We'll start putting you on pay. Like, we'll start doing that right then and there if you're going to get hired.
Yeah. So for anybody
looking
awesome, for Nexgen, keep that in mind.
So yeah, right. That wants to come here.
So, I'm curious about that because, Davis, it's really funny. Like, literally, my question was going to be about intuition. Yeah. Because I heard it, as soon as you talked about that sign that you saw when you were 17 and you just went and did it, right? Like, you're following that intuition. Yep. Where did that come from? Like, is that something that you kind of built, or have you just always just trusted it and followed it and, not had that like inner critic part of your mind? Because most of us, what happens is we have an idea. We get the idea and we're like, oh yeah, that feels good.
You criticize it.
Yes, exactly.
You try to find a way of not to do that idea. Like, I'm the opposite. I'm like, if I have an idea, I'm going to fucking do it. You know why? Because I want to know if it worked just as well as I want to know if it didn't work. And I get satisfaction on both. If it didn't work, I pivot so fast to do something else that if it did work, I freaking congratulate everybody and we keep going. So, but to answer your question, Steven, the intuition, and I don't know how much of a believer you guys are, but like, I was an orphan my whole life, and I believe that anything that I do, my mom and my dad are always going to take care of me, right? Like, there's nothing that I can do so bad unless I'm fucking stupid to shoot myself in the head, right? But there's nothing that I'm going to do in regular business decisions, right, that they're not going to be over me and saying, hey, we got you on here. hey, pivot this fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just believe God's always going to take care of me. I have a whole team of people in heaven that are always going to take care of me. So that's why I'm not scared of things. You know what I'm saying? So which doesn't mean everybody should do that. But just to me, like, I'm not scared of things because like where I came from, like, I know there's nothing over there. Right. I came all the way over here just because I was so scared of being back over there. You know what I'm saying? So I go with it, man. Honestly, I don't overthink things. I don't try to talk myself out of it. If I come up with something amazing, new pay plan, new marketing strategy, I just execute hard, right? Like it goes back to the point. When I say I want to go to 0 to 100 mil in the fastest way possible, I'm not doing it to impress any of you guys. Like, I'm really not. And I don't mean to sound like a dick or anything, but like, I just want to do it for myself. Like, I know that from 0 to 100 is going to be the most fucking tiring test. And probably 5 people in the United States have ever done it. No, 2 people, maybe 3 people have done it. Yeah. Maybe 1 organically through acquisitions. Obviously anybody could do it, right? Once you have that, once you have that access to that capital, anybody could do it organically from 0 to 100. I think Jimmy Hiller's probably one of the few, and a couple others. Maybe Greg, maybe what's his name? The guy from Horizon, maybe him. But like,
Dave.
Dave Geiger or whatever. But like that,
Geiger,
but I want to do it for me. Like, I want to know what is it from 0 to 100 and where's the process? How many people? Where do I put them? But I don't want people to tell me that. Like, I don't want people to tell me, hey, you need 4 accountants, you need this, you need 50 install crews, you need 150 like, that's easy. Like, I want to figure it out myself so I could see where I messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, this is something that's really interesting as well. And these are these key things that I'm glad we're pulling these out, because I think it's super important for people that are watching you to be able to see what's happening underneath what their perception is. Yeah. And one of the biggest things that you just said is you're going from 0 to 100 for you. And so many people, especially business owners, we get caught up looking around. We're like, okay, wait, you're doing 20. Great. I should do 20. Great. Yeah. You're going to do 30. I should do 30. And they don't actually take time. Yeah. They don't take the time to take a step back and be like, all right, what do I really want? Like, even with WIT, right? Like, WIT used to be, when we started, one of my first goals was to get to 50, just 50 people, right? That was like one of the goals and some certain revenue. And then we started to get up close to 30. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't actually want that for this company. I want something different for this company. So we changed and we pivoted, but it was that awareness around like, wait, what do I actually want? And then it started to be, okay, what does our leadership team want? And what's fair to our staff? What do our staff want to create as a business? Because I mean, you know the drill, like, I can go out and create 4 more companies. If I just said, if I want to do 100 million, well, WIT's not going to be that company, because that's not how we built it. And that's not who WIT is. But so many people, they just have this number, dude, especially right now, right? Like, they just have this number written on the wall and they have no fucking clue why they actually want it. And so when you don't know why you want it, you're also not willing to die for it, right? Nope. Like, dude, you will do anything. Oh yeah. Yeah. You'll do anything for it because you're committed to it for you. Yeah. But a lot of other people,
they're doing it for other people. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick to people, but like, I'm not doing for any of you guys. I'm not trying to impress you guys. Like, when I go on Avengers, my mind is spinning out of control that I need to slow it down. That's why I feed onto fire with you guys. Like, but I'm not trying to impress people by getting to 100. I'm not trying to impress, like, I'm going to be the best contractor that I'm going to be. Right. And that means it's $1 billion or $5 billion, whatever it gets me to. I'm just going to keep pushing me. Like, my team knows, like, hey, you guys are about to get into this jet. Right. And we're going to go fucking 1,000 miles an hour. Like, do you want to get on? If you're not, it's okay. But I know I want to get on there. Right. But Steven, to you, congratulations on that, getting to 50 and then leveling up at 30, because you already won. You already know what you wanted, and you pivoted to the 30 people or whatever. Like, you don't know how many people come to my shop. I probably had easily 80 to 100 contractors from all over the nation come in here. And the first thing I ask them, what do you want? What do you want to do? And they're like, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm like, yeah, what do you want to do? What's your goal? And they're like, well, I don't know. So what? Like, so why are we here?
Like, dude, if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know where you're going, then you
like coming to Nexgen is not going to magically fucking explode your mind. You're going to be like, oh shit, I want to get to 102. It's going to scare you, number one. because there's so many moving parts. But I love that. The moving parts and the pivoting and the execution and the fast response and all that. I fucking thrive on that.
Yeah.
Right. So when you come to Nexgen, when you come and talk to me, if I ask you what your goal is, have a fucking goal in mind, right? Don't waste your time here, right? Because you're gonna come in here, you're gonna be like, holy shit, you're gonna see lights everywhere, right? And I'm not here, like I told you, I'm not here for the recognition from anybody. I'm not here for the lights, right? I was doing it at the beginning for that, but now I'm just doing it for me, man. For me, as satisfaction. But honestly, because I know my girls are always going to be taken care of. I have 4 girls that I got to take care of, right? 5 with my wife. So I have 5 beautiful women in my life. I'm going to take care of them no matter what, right? So I do everything, number one, because I want to find the process. But number 2, they are the subconscious reason why I'm always grinding. Why you see me right now, it's 9 a.m. I've been fucking going since 6 a.m., 100 miles. Like I wake up and it's go time. It's not like, oh shit, let me fucking take a shower. Do I really want to go to the office? Like, I know I want to be in this office. I know I want to be here every fucking day. I love being here. Like, I don't take vacations because vacations to me is work. My job is my vacation. I'm at peace when I'm grinding. You know what I'm saying? I'm at peace when I'm executing 300 fucking... I could have 20 different conversations with people right in front of me and never fucking lose a beat, right? I love that shit. I'm hungry for that. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, there's so many people that we probably all talk to, and I'm sure have come through your shop that I think about. I'm like, I've even asked clients before. I'm like, dude, why do you own an HVAC company? You hate it. You're miserable. It doesn't grow. Like, what do you, I've asked clients, I'm like, what do you love to do? And then they'll tell me something different. I'm like, honestly, you should do it, even though it impacts my business, because we're going to lose you're going to shut the doors. But man, you should go and be happy, because this is the, for whatever we know, this is the only life we get, right? Of course, there's a lot more cool stuff, but like, what are you doing, man? Pick something that you're passionate about. That's what gets you out of bed in the morning. That's what pulls you to the goal. Like,
and that's how you're going to execute. That's how you're going to execute. You brought it up. Like, what is it that drives me? Dude, happiness drives me. If something's frustrating, I try to fucking fix it. If something's not right in my business, I try to solve it, because I get satisfaction of fixing things. Like when we're having meetings and there's discussions about this and that, and we need to work on this, I'm like, good, we're working on things, right? Like if you're fucking bored at your job, if you own a air conditioning, heating, plumbing, whatever, you're a contractor, listen to me, okay? I'm about to spit fire, you guys. If you're a contractor and you're comfortable, right? You're dying, right? Like, but it's not because you're not growing, right? Like, to me, comfort, I feel anxiety when I'm comfortable, right? I'm happy when there's problems to solve. I'm happy when we're growing. I'm happy when we're hiring people, putting them in place. Like, I'm happy. I'm chasing that happiness. So instead of being comfortable, chase happiness. You know what I'm saying? And by all means, happiness is not 100 million. It's the stupidest thing in the world. You shouldn't chase 100 million. That's the dumbest thing you're going to do. Number 1, you're probably going to get divorced. Number 2, you're probably going to never spend time with your family. Number 3, like, right? But me, I just want the process of it, right? Luckily, I have a badass team that I could lean on and still have my family and still have a beautiful relationship with my wife and still be good. You know what I'm saying? But like chasing that 100 million, that 500 million, like it's stupid. It's ludicrous.
So
you're not actually chasing 100 million. You're chasing the thing below it. It's just you happen to put a number on it, and that's what I think. And I want to bring it up again because I want people to understand that you're not chasing 100 million. You're chasing what that thing gets you and all of the stuff below it. You just happen to be like, well, I don't know, 100 million sounds like a good thing that'll work for now, and it gives us something to aim for. But it's all the other stuff below it of why you're doing it.
Of course, and that's what people should concentrate on, Steven. It's the thing below it, not the 100 mil itself. Yeah. I'm glad I'm giving 100. Like, dude, you know what the trippy part about this is? Like, I'm going to, like, people are going to get to know me more and more and more, and I'm going to do some of these seminars in Vegas and all these cities. I want to inspire all those fucking high school kids that I was like a young punk. I was a hustler. I was selling dope. Like, I was doing all that. Like, I want to inspire those dudes to come over here to the contracting side and be like, holy shit, I'm about to cash with 100 milli. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, we're about to, like, you can make 50, 100, 200, 500 million dollars and be worth that much, be worth the Mayweather money, be worth the LeBron James money in the home service industry. That's what I want to do. After all this is said and done, that's all I'm going to do. Is I want to go in and get the next Ismael that I can see, get all the Ismaels around the world and put them in one room. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome, dude. I love that, man. I love that.
So Ismael, have you always had such momentum? Because I'm like, even just talking to you today, like on a personal level, like you are so like go, 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 like you have so much energy. Is that just like your natural state of being? Or is this like a natural buildup with everything going on right now that like?
So I've always had it. I think I paused it when like the first, second, and third year of the business. I've always had that drive of going. But the first 3 years, I was so clogged up in alcohol. Like, right. Like I was a drunk, right? I'm the first one to admit it. That it kind of faded away at that stage. Now I've been sober for 2 years. I'm like super, like I try to take care of myself. Now that focus is back. So now people are noticing it more. Like I've always had it, but because the alcohol kind of suppressed it. Now it's like, oh shit, there he is. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm super clear headed. I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke a ton of weed, just to let you know, but I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke, I don't drink alcohol. Like I take care of myself, smoke a little bit here and there just to clean up my head and then keep going. But I've always had it. To answer your question, I've always had that drive.
Yeah, no, I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Yeah, go for it, Steven.
Go ahead, Davis.
Oh, I was just going to say, I think it's interesting because along your journey, I'm sure, and yeah, you kind of answered this, but like you've had moments where you're like, don't have direction or aren't sure about where you're going. And right now you have such direction and you're so sure about yourself and where to go. And I think like I struggle with that, like, you know, direction and how to put things in play and not overthinking things. And so I just think that's like fascinating to know that you like are like any other human, like you've gone.
Oh, I'm just like everybody that walks in that door. You know, everybody that works here at Nexgen, I'm exactly the same as them. I'm not better than them. I'm not less than them. Like I walk around everywhere, all the shops, and the first thing I do everywhere, like most owners go in their office and start working on numbers and everything. It's like, cool, the numbers can wait. Like the main thing here are the people. So everywhere I go, if I bump into an employee at a store, if I bump into an employee here that I've never met or don't know them exactly, I'll walk up to them. Introduce myself. Hey, how are you? How are you getting treated here? You know, are they giving you work? Are you staying busy? Do you like it here? Is there anything else we could do to, like, literally every fucking day to everybody, not just my executive team, not just my management team. Like I walk to freaking my warehouse guy. Hey, are they giving you hours? You got enough? Oh yeah, Ismael, everything's good. You know, thank you guys. We've been staying busy all year. Every installer, every technician, like that's what I do, man. Love that shit.
And another thing I picked up on too, that when you're talking earlier about kind of like hiring people, you know, you find other people that are motivated in their own personal lives because you know that they have a certain attitude and they're going to bring that. If they're bringing that to their personal life and they have goals, then they're going to bring it to your business, and it's going to create this entire environment of people that are just motivated and are ready to go, ready to kick ass, you know?
And but dude, when we hire people, it's not just, oh, he's a heavy hitter, he produces. It's not just that, because I've turned down $4 or $5 million guys that just don't fit my culture. But we like vet, like we just vet them out really good. But number two, like we make it fucking clear to people here. Like 1-star reviews are not tolerated here. Yeah. Bad experiences on our customer base is not fucking tolerated here. 1 bad star review, you're suspended. You're written up and then suspended at the same time. 2nd bad star review, you're suspended for a longer time and written up. And the 3rd one, you're done. Like you get 3 strikes with me and that's it. And I make it clear to everybody, I don't give a fuck if you fucking sell $5 million of air conditioning for Nexgen. If you're a piece of shit and you're going to treat my customers bad, you're gone. And everybody knows that shit. Like our 5-star experience. How many times have you heard me on our lives on Avengers? And when I talk, it's about the fucking experience. Perfect the experience, and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? Everything else could wait. The numbers can wait. The training can wait. Like all that. The number one thing people got to work on is the customer fucking experience. Perfect your experience, treat people with respect, charge them properly, right? Because we are a service-based company. We got to make money in order to keep growing. We got to make money in order to pay our employees well. right? So don't get that mixed up when we're doing that. Like, yes, we provide a customer experience. It does cost for that customer experience, but I guarantee you, and this is what I tell our customers when I do talk to them and our employees, like, yes, we're not cheap, but we're the fucking best. Like, there's no one better than us, period. And that's why I feel bad for like people that are trying to compete with me. Like, you guys don't have a chance, not because I'm good at, like, because we're just so freaking focused on our customer experience that what is the competition? What are you trying to compete with? Revenue, profit, employees, trucks? What are you guys trying to compete with? I'm trying to compete on my customer experience. That's all I want.
Yeah, dude, that's huge, man. That's such an important part. Like, I think so many business owners in general, home service industry, hell, digital marketing industry, they're always thinking about their business first, which you got to flip that the other way around. Like, at WIT, we always put our client's business before ours. We always put your growth before the growth of our own company, right? And that, to us, the way we interpret that is that's all about that experience, right? It's all about growing your business and the experience that we're giving. And I think people miss that. People are like, oh yeah, we're going to do the experience just so we can make more money. No. Do the customer experience for the sake of giving a great experience.
Everything comes with it. The customer experience, right? Treating your customers with respect, charging them properly, all that. And if you're going to say, hey, we're going to do this, and that, it's 20,000. You better make sure you did this, and that, right? That number one. Number two, everything comes with it. The revenue, the growth, the people, you attract better employees. Like, when I say customer experience, we have two types of customers, our internal clients and our external clients. Our external clients, of course we need, just as important as our internal clients, which are employees, right? So we treat all our employees, all our customers with a great experience. Like, if something's bothering somebody, they don't like the way we do things here, like, we hear them out and we fix it, or we hear them out and maybe they're not the right fit. But focus on the customer experience, both internal and external, and you win. Then you don't have to chase a certain amount of dollars. Then you're not chasing how many trucks you want to, like, that comes naturally with the customer experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. And I actually, Davis, one thing I kind of love? I love that we're actually not talking about too many specifics. Like, okay, what do you do for hiring? What do you do for training? I actually like that we're not talking about that, because I think it's important for people to pay attention to it. The system side of stuff is relatively easy, right? The system stuff, but it's this passion behind it that I think doesn't get talked about enough.
Well, I'm going to push back on this a little bit, Steven, because Ismael, I know that you are very data and system oriented. Like, you invented DataCube. So it's like, this is one of the questions I actually had for you, is like, now that you have all the data so accessible, does it make following your intuition that much easier because you don't have to like analyze everything? It's just already in front of you.
So why we came up with DataCube, right? And I'll tell you a quick story of why and how we use it. And it's not just data, because we care about people here too. Like, we have low performers, fucking 1, 2, 3, 5-star reviews every day, and they're low performers. I'd rather get 5 stars experience all day long and low performance, because it will even out. Then I have really high performers that don't get as many 5-star reviews, right? So it evens out. But again, why we came up with DataCube? DataCube came about because in 2018, 19, people were already paying attention to me, right? And they were flying from all over the people. And you got Ken Goodrich and the Ken Haynes and all these guys coming in my shop, and they were asking me questions that I didn't know about. They were asking me questions. What's your average ticket? What's this? What's that? What's your closing percentage? What's your turnover rate? And I felt stupid because these high caliber, smart legends in the industry are asking me questions that I don't know about. Yeah. So why I came up with DataCube is because I didn't want to feel stupid anymore. I don't want people to come in here and be like, well, what's your average ticket? There it is. It's 13,980 right now, right? Well, what's your closing percent? 42%. Like, I know everything off the top of my head now, because I don't ever want somebody to come in here and not try to make me feel stupid, because it wasn't their intention to do it. I just don't want to feel stupid anymore. I just don't want to. I don't want to not know what's going inside the business, right? So, and to answer the second half of your question is, like, now that we have all this data, all we're doing with this data is we're not terminating people. It's not like you come in here and you got to be in the top 25 or you're going to get out. Like, we don't do that. Now that we have this data, we work on it. We work on our weaknesses. All Data Cube did is expose the weaknesses. Do you get what I'm saying? All Data Cube did was put a fucking weakness in a TV for everybody to see, right? So instead of like terminating people and cutting people's throat, hey, this guy doesn't sell that much IQ. This guy sells a shit ton of IQ. Let's put them together. Have them ride along for a couple, 2-3 days and have them perform. Boom. You know what you get? You get a bunch of fucking A players, because my best guy just drives revenue. He doesn't sell a shit ton of insulation or a ton of XPP memberships or a ton of, he doesn't close properly. Like he like my best guy does one thing, but there's other really good people that do a lot of good things. And all the Data Cube is for is to expose the weaknesses and start working on them. You know what I'm saying? And when we put bonuses and we put bounties on every weakness, because then you have everybody driving toward like fixing and improving a weakness all at the same time. Like this month, watch. This month we'll say, hey, whoever has the highest closing percentage because we have 2 different regions for the technicians, gets $1,000 worth of tools and dinner at Morton's and da-da-da-da-da. Now you have 60, 70 technicians working for that one weakness, and everybody's improving. That's all Data Cube did. You know what I'm saying? That and I would walk into a shop and there's a board with a bunch of lines and all their technicians and their KPIs, and there's 1 or 2 people working on that board every day. I'm like, so you mean to tell me you guys literally wipe down these numbers and put new numbers every fucking day? Isn't that exhausting? And they're like, well, yeah, there's no other way to do it. So that's what from there. That's what Data Cube fixed. It's just it exposed the weaknesses and it fixed the reporting side of it. So people aren't behind a computer making human errors and like what's their closing percentage, how many leads they run, how many XPPs they like all that. It's live now because that's what the world is now. They want instant information, they want instant gratification, and that's all we did at Data Cube.
Dude, this is cracking me up because it's the perfect representation of I think what really makes you successful at the end of the day. Is you had a couple conversations with folks that asked you a couple questions, and you're like, shit, I don't know the answer to these questions. And most people will just go like, I'll dig through my spreadsheets or talk to my accountant, figure it out, and then one and done and not think about it for another year. No, you come in here and you're like, I'm gonna go out and buy 5 monitors or 10 monitors, whatever it is, and let's have this stuff up in real time. Like you're gonna go 110%.
That's who I am though, David. I'm either here or I'm over here. I'm not like I never half-ass anything. I'm never like I'm either 100% out with you guys or I'm 100% in. There's no in between with me. You know what I'm saying? That's who I am.
Well, and then the other
great, man.
Stuff that I think is really important is that being transparent, like Data Cube enabled transparency across your entire company, every team member to know this is where we're at, this is where we're moving, and this is what we need to work on. So whether it's your intuition or anybody else's intuition that says this is how we can solve the problem, it's very clear what the problem is and what solution.
Let's work on it. Let's work on it. But don't if we have a good person, we don't fire them just because they're low performers. We teach them, right? Yep. We keep teaching them. We mentor them. We pour time and energy onto people. And that's what people are starting to get right here at Nexgen is like, there's so many, I have 9 or 10 interviews next week, my management team and myself, but people trying to come in here because they realize that we're not, we're a high performance company, but it's all based on our experience. Like all we care about is our freaking customers. Without our customers, nothing happens. I don't care if you guys give me the best marketing in the world. I don't care if I got the best sales guys in the world, the best installers. If our customers don't see the value behind us, there's nothing there. You're not a business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
We're about 45 minutes in already. This has felt like 5 minutes to me. Rolling. But before we close, Steven and Ismael, is there anything that you guys see, moving forward? Obviously this last year has been full of uncertainty for everybody, especially business owners. So do you guys have any advice, specifically, we'll start with you, Ismael, on moving forward, what's made you successful in this last year and what you're focused on, for the next year to 5 years?
So I got a couple of things I want to say. So number one, people that are on Avengers, I want to make sure they know, I'm not doing this to impress you guys or I'm doing this to help you guys. I want to see you guys win too. When people go in there and hey, what do you do for this? What do you do for that? And can I get a comp plan? Can I get this? like, I'll do it for you guys, right? But like, you guys got to keep pushing forward. It's not like I could give you all the tools. If you're not going to use any of them, you're wasting your time. You're wasting my time, right? So if you're going to come in here at Nexgen, you're going to be on Avengers. If I'm going to be in there, when I'm in there and I'm spitting fire, like, I'm doing it because my mind is spinning too fast. Like, I need to slow it down. And when I'm thinking about something, it slows it down. Right. So in Avengers, please, like, go in there and help each other. And trust me, if everybody wins, we all win. Right. So that, and then what I'm going to do in the next, I'm 34 years old. What does the future hold for me? I'm going to keep focusing on Nexgen because that's my baby. She's 5 years old. Right. And she's getting all this attention. Like, most businesses at my level, they're 20, 22, 23-year-old businesses that are self-sufficient. They could run themselves. Like, you don't need to pay much attention. Like, I have a baby and she's performing at a 22-year-old level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep focusing on her because, like, she's one of my daughters, and I got to make sure I protect her and I take care of her. But once all this is said and done, I just want to go out there and talk to people. I want to make sure everybody knows, like, dude, this industry is a gold mine, homie. Like, you can have the Phantoms, you can have the Lambos, you can have the beach houses, you can have the yachts doing this. You don't got to go to this college. You don't got to be a doctor. You don't got to be, you don't got to be what they tell you to be. You could be in the home service industry. You could be a plumber. Dude, some of my plumbers make a couple $100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of my HVAC guys make $300,000-$400,000 a year. I'm okay with that. Like, I want the world to know that. I want the world to know that there's a gold mine here, and we should all pay attention a little bit more to it.
I love that, man. I love that. I mean, Davis, the biggest thing that I'll add is, from an advice standpoint, is pay attention to people and actually do it for people, not for this roundabout manipulated way of, oh, I'm going to take care of my people so that I can go and make money. I had to make that shift. Like, I mean, it was a while ago, but through a lot of personal development and understanding, like, actually do it for the reason that you say you're doing it for. Because, Ismael, one of the things he said in the beginning is, don't lie to your team. Well, a lot of people think that lying is just like, oh, you say something blatantly wrong. That's not true. It's these little things about, like, man, if you say your people are important and they're the most important thing,
treat them like that.
You better really be doing that in the background.
You're going to get exposed. You're going to get exposed to the bottom line. Like, if you're saying you're going to do something and you don't do it, you're going to get exposed. Like, all these people that are on board at Nexgen and trying to come and work here is because they realize one thing. We don't lie to people. We don't take advantage of people. I don't just tell you, hey, come and work for you. I'm going to give you X amount of dollars. And then I don't do it, because then you're going to go and tell one person and 2 people and 10 people and 100 people. And then nobody's going to want to work here. People want to work here because the people that work here have told and amplified my message of, number one, we don't take advantage of nobody. Not our clients, not our employees, right? And number 2, if you work for us, if you work and you pour your heart, sweat, and tears, your time with us, you're gonna get compensated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love it. This has been great.
Yeah,
cool.
Really.
I did this honestly. I haven't done one of these. Like, I think Tommy Mello's was the last one I did, but I'm gonna try to do this a little bit more now that I got a little bit more time on.
These conversations,
yeah, man. Dude, we need to, if you ever want, I'll go into Service Avengers with you, and I'll interview you and ask you questions that I think when I look at the group, I see the little holes, right? Like, a lot of the questions that we asked today were very specific to fill some of those holes, that, like, the stuff that I see you doing that doesn't quite come out, right? Like, they're searching for something, but it's like, this stuff is hard to talk about. Because
we should go live next week, like around this time on Avengers, and we'll just do this. Like, we'll interview each other and we'll talk and we'll shoot the shit and like grab like maybe 5-10 key points that people like that you see or Davis that you see that people really want to ask, but they're kind of scared or they don't know if I'm the right like I know a lot, like I know, like, I'm a little bit intimidating, or maybe like they're like, oh, maybe he doesn't even want to talk to me, or you know what I'm saying? Maybe he thinks he's too good now or whatever. Let's just get that out there. Like, dude, I'm not doing this to make more money. Like, I make a shit ton of money already. Like, I'm doing this because I want to help my industry. So I'm promising you guys, the Avengers group is for you guys, but also my mind, like, I don't think nobody sees, like, obviously nobody sees what's in there, but like, it just spins fucking fast. And when I'm typing on Facebook, answering some of the questions, it slows me down and it makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm all for that, because I see those holes. Like, and I mean, you get it just from the stuff I'm talking about with, like, the science of flow. Like, I love this whole mindset thing, and I think that the industry is ready to be taught more of this. They're becoming open, and people need to be able to pull that out of successful people like you, so that now, they're not just chasing these numbers, and they're, even if they hit a number that they're chasing, they're miserable inside. Yeah, they're miserable, dude. Like, half of these people should be running $5 or $6 million companies, not 12, and they'd be so much happier and be making more money.
Exactly. Let's talk about that.
Well, Davis, will you help us set that up for next week? We'll go live in the group.
This is the perfect way to kind of end this. For our listeners, keep an eye on Service Avengers. They'll continue this conversation. We'll have a live conversation there. So, Ismael, thank you so much for joining us. This was awesome. So much fun.
No, thank you guys. If you guys edit it and everything, just put it on Avengers or let me know so we could post on it, so we could spit some fire in there.
Will do, definitely. And for our audience, you can find Ismael on Facebook, or like we're talking about, the Service Avengers Facebook group. And you can check out Nexgen, heatingandair.com?
Airandheat.com?
Yeah, nexgenairandheat.com.
Yep.
And if you want to follow our discussion with the Home Service Success Podcast, check out the Facebook group, Home Service Marketing and Success. And you can always find more information on witdelivers.com. So thank you, everybody, and have an awesome rest of your day.